everybody, my name is Carol Mack. This tutorial will help you accomplish breach notifications after you have discovered a breach of unsecured PHI. Breach notification rules and definitions are in Subpart D of the Code. The notification rule only applies to unsecured PHI. Unsecured PHI is information that has not been rendered unusable by HHS methodology. In 2009, HHS issued guidance on technologies for securing PHI. Encryption and destruction are the two accepted methods of rendering PHI unusable. When unsecured PHI is breached, covered entities must notify each affected individual. Business associates must notify the covered entity following discovery of a breach. The duty to report arises as soon as the entity has knowledge of the breach. A covered entity is deemed to have knowledge if the workforce could reasonably have knowledge. Individuals must be notified without unreasonable delay and not later than 60 days. The breach notification letter must contain 5 elements. It must describe what happened and give relevant dates. It must characterize the information involved in the breach. It must advise patients what steps they should take to protect themselves. It must describe the entity's efforts to investigate the incident and mitigate damages. It must give contact information where individuals may ask questions. Covered entities have a duty to notify the HHS Secretary of all breaches. HHS has a website to report breaches. HHS website collects information that's required to be in the breach notification letters. A report of more than 500 people must be reported at the same time as the notice. Breaches affecting more than 500 individuals are posted on the HHS website. This website is called the Wall of Shame. Media outlets must also be notified. When the breach involves less than 500 individuals, notification can be postponed until the end of the calendar year. Breach notification can be delayed if law enforcement needs additional time to investigate criminal activity. Now we'll consider breach notification in the town of Single Peak. This story is about Mary, a victim of Medicare fraud. Her purse was stolen a couple of months ago, and she went directly to the police station and she spoke with Officer Oliver.
Hi, Mary. Are you here to report a crime?
Yes, I was at the station and a kid snatched my purse.
We'll make a police report, and I will ask Clara, the clerk, to help you fill out an identity theft report for the FTC. The Federal Trade Commission has a website with helpful information on credit repair and medical identity theft. Call me if anything else comes up.
When Mary got home, she called her son Pete.
Hi, Mom. Don't worry. I can help you sort things out. Did you request a new Medicare card?
Yes, I ordered it from the Social Security website.
Now, let's monitor your records and look for medical identity theft. Your Medicare identity is the same as your Social Security number. If you lose your card, you can't get a new number. Let's start by reviewing your explanation of benefit statements.
I keep my EOBs in here.
Let's make sure all the charges are correct. What's that?
There's something wrong with this statement. I never had treatments for back pain.
I think it's a case of identity theft. I'm going to call Officer Oliver.
Pete didn't realize that Officer Oliver was already chasing the suspect, and he found him in the plaza, and he stopped him and arrested him and brought him in for interrogation.
What did you do with Mary's purse?
I took the wallet out and dumped the purse. I saved the Medicare card and sold it to Dr. Frawley.
You mean Dr. Frawley? The guy who was arrested for fraud?
Yeah, he's the one. He pleaded guilty. Now he's locked up.
Do you know what happened to Dr. Frawley's bookkeeper?
I think the FBI is looking for her. I was friends with Bonnie when she lived in Single Peak. She was working for the Pruitt Medical Group, and Dr. Hudson fired Bonnie because she lied on her job application. I bet Dr. Hudson didn't know what else Bonnie was doing, like copying Medicare numbers from patients' charts. She was selling Medicare cards to Dr. Frawley, just like I was.
After Officer Oliver finished interviewing the suspect, he called the FBI to find out about the fraud investigation, and then he went over to the Pruitt's office.
I can hardly believe that Bonnie was part of a Medicare fraud ring. Should we notify our patients that their medical information was breached?
Not yet. The FBI wants you to delay the mandatory HIPAA notifications. Law enforcement delay is permitted if the breach of notifications could impede a criminal investigation. The FBI will visit your office and you'll get the details. The feds will specify the time for which delay is required.
Is the FBI going to tell us what to do?
Yes, we'll give you a report of what happened and we can help you describe the PHI involved.
What steps should our patients take to protect themselves?
You should encourage them to monitor their credit reports. This will help prevent financial identity theft.
And what should we do to mitigate the harm?
You need to help patients review their medical records. If the fraudster's medical history is commingled with the patient's chart, you need to amend the patient's medical records and remove information that doesn't belong in the patient's chart. And don't forget to put contact information in your breach of notification letter.
That's right. And I'll notify HHS on the website when I get more details. I sure hope it's less than 500 patients. I don't want to end up on the wall of shame.
Breach notification is easy once you collect all the facts. Go to the HHS website and complete the form. Create the notification letter from the information you entered, then add more details on mitigation and credit monitoring. Thanks for joining me in this tutorial. Now I want you to meet my colleagues, Roman Diaz, President of Touchtone Compliance, and Karen Darnall of Darnall Law Office.
We made these tutorials to help you learn about HIPAA and California law. For individual attention, go to our contact page. You can send us a message or schedule a consultation.
And I'm Roman Diaz, President of Touchtone Compliance. Our online tools and expert services provide everything you need to successfully address HIPAA compliance. We identify vulnerabilities, provide a thorough risk analysis, and assist with mitigation plans, policies and procedures, and staff training.